Hi, we're back, Chris and Lonna. We welcome you to workout number 3 in part of our Lonna'S stay-at-home workout series. I call this chairmanship. You will need a straight back chair without arms, as well as a wooden dowel, a soft ball, and something you probably have around the house are sliders for moving furniture. So hopefully you have those. If not, we'll come up with another creative idea for you. We begin with the soft ball right at the inner thigh. As always, take particular attention to where the feet are. You always want to find that alignment. I like the inner ball because it really does create that connection to the pelvic floor and beyond. We'll begin with several breaths of air as always. You can have a little tension on the ball using the arms. Inhale up and exhale down. And I think a few more repetitions. And before we move on, take your hands on the side of the chair, push down and create some length in your trunk. This is what we call opposition. So hopefully we've done that enough in the studio and you kind of know that you want to keep that length in the spine. Keep the length in the spine, which also has activated all the cylindrical muscles in our trunk. Relax the arms. Now place the ball at the lower back, just probably above the sacrum or the sacral area. And we begin the pelvic clocks with the breath, of course. So the ball should help you to be able to feel your spine in both extension and flexion. So as you go to 12, you'll use your exhale. Feel your back into the ball. And into 6, as your back goes into extension, that's your inhale. Remember, the breath creates the rhythm for the work. So since the breath is long, therefore then the motion should last to the end of the breath, which means you're going to get better motion both in spinal extension and flexion. Before we move on, I do want to mention that this particular workout is ideal for any of us who have knee or hip issues or replacements. And I do want to remind all of you that Chris is one of those people that have a knee replacement. So she's a great candidate for this. We expand on this by lacing the fingers together, place them at the base of the spine, and we take this motion into a full range of motion. So you go to your 6 o'clock with the spine arching, you lift up through the upper back and the rib cage, and you go into a bit of full body extension. On the exhale, you go into your nod, float, curl, and bow, and a 12 o'clock. You inhale as you extend up, and exhale as you come down, all the while feeling very planted with your feet. And a few more. I don't think you can ever do too many of these. And we'll relax. And then you can actually keep the ball right back there at the chair, and we'll take the dowel. We'll bring the arms straight forward, about shoulder level, and the arm should be shoulder width apart. And we do shoulder protraction, which is to say that the shoulder blades roll forward, which is what they always want to be. Then we pull them back in the sockets with the blades down along the back side without the ribs popping out. The inhale will take you forward, the exhale back. All the while aware that you are anchored in your feet. Then keeping yourself in this position, the arms come up over the head as far as they can without disturbing our position, which means that the shoulders are going to be in the sockets, the shoulders will not be elevated, and the ribs will be in, and the arms can come back down, and using the breath. We actually call these rib cage arms. With the ball back there, it really should afford you a good way to feel that your spine stays in the neutral position. And in fact, you should be feeling abdominals quite a bit with this little simple exercise. We'll relax the arms for the moment because I want to go into the lower body now. With this exercise, you'll need to probably scoot your bottom a little bit forward so the back can lean back a little bit against the ball. And like Chris is doing, you might need to adjust the ball either up a little bit or down a little bit. She's got the leg sliders just underneath each foot. And what's interesting about this, if you talk about stability, you really want to be pressing down on there so they're not going anywhere. But now we do want to go someplace. So this is your knee fold leg slide with one leg. And then you pull it back. And if you are able to flex your knee is a greater angle as possible. Again, with knee replacements, you really want to get that full range of motion and extension and flexion both. Again, with breath. And there's a lot of variety here. So just like Chris is doing, you can change this and alternate into a little bit so you can bring it up tempo a little bit. But always, again, keeping neutral, keeping stabilized through the trunk. She's adding the breath. Now we'll pause the moment to get the dowel back. Now we're going to make this a little bit more interesting and more challenging because along with the leg slide, and I think we'll change our tempo a bit here, as the arms go up, so will the leg go out. Now, this is actually a very challenging little exercise. If you would like to keep it a little bit simpler, just one leg at a time. If you want to make it even more interesting, you can change the tempo, back and forth. And this is a challenge because the legs are going one way and the arms are going the other, and the breath has to happen along the way. You can keep the breath slower, which makes it even more challenging, and this way you can fill up the back with air, exhale all the air out, and maintain your good connection. Rib cage arms, stability through the trunk, knee fold, leg slide, it's all there. And you can bring it down to a relaxed position. You can either continue to hold the dowel or put it down and you will come up to standing. And as always, taking your big 3 breaths of air, feel where your body is in space, feel your feet. And thank you, Chris. And once again, thanks all of you who are at home exercising with us. See you next time.
Bye.